I'm going to quickly show you how to get started on Overleaf if you don't want to learn LaTeX, if you just want to use it to collaborate with someone like me that uses LaTeX. So I have, here, let me see, I'll put in, this is a URL that like someone that uses it, shares it so that you can edit a document. So the first thing that will happen, you'll be brought to this Overleaf login page. What you will probably want to do is click register. In my case, we'll log in, but I think you'll have to register, create an account, and then I believe it should automatically, as long as they've shared it by link, which is what I did here, it should automatically bring you in. So let me show you what that will look like. Okay, now we are in. I should have mentioned a couple things. One is if you're Purdue, Purdue pays for, as of 2025, pays for Overleaf Pro or whatever it's called, like an Overleaf account. And so if you use your Purdue email address, you'll get that for free. If you're collaborating with someone, I don't think it makes much of a difference because basically whoever owns the document, they get the benefits of being a pro user. So that's number one. Number two, this is a real document. Hopefully it's someday you'll see it published out in the world. Yeah, so apologies to my co-authors for not getting their permission for sharing this. So what you want to do, this is LaTeX. It is confusing looking. It's weird, but Overleaf is pretty good at making it moderately easy to work with. So basically, LaTeX, unlike Word or Google Docs, which they call them WYSIWYG editors, what you see is what you get. You kind of type in the way that you want it to appear. With LaTeX, it's a typesetting language. And so you you write what you want things to, like give them, contexts, and then it decides how best to present them. So for example, this part says section introduction. That means I want an introduction or a section header that's called introduction. And that is displayed as this number one introduction when the document is compiled. So there's this extra step that takes all that's written and then compiles it. And so what you write is sort of divorced from the actual, what it looks like. And so you can make changes. For example, ideally you change sort of one kind of high level thing and it changes it throughout the whole document. In practice, changing styles is always trickier and more painful than it seems like it should be. But that's the goal, is you divorce the content from the styling. But Overleaf, you don't want to have to learn all of that. In fact, most people, including me, even though I've been working with LaTeX for over a decade, I kind of know. I mean, at this point, I mostly know what kind of all of this syntax means up here. But it's a lot of times what people really do in practice is just like copy and paste it from the last document that they used. And what you really care about is the stuff down here. And Overleaf does a really nice job of creating this version that lets you just edit it. So one of the first things you should do if you don't want to learn LaTeX is just click Visual Editor at the top. And this will give you a version of this which is much easier to understand and to look at. So it looks, you can see it does sort of some of this WYSIWYG stuff, making the sections bigger, etc. And then you can, you can kind of resize all of these. You can also, you can change the layout if we only want to look at the editor. That might be easier. You can do things, let me see, I usually don't use this, and so it's a little tricky, I don't know where everything is. You can write, oh yeah, there we go. You can choose a section or a paragraph or a subsection and sort of do this really the same kind of way you do it for the most part that you would in Microsoft Word. So we can make all of that bold, for example. Will that work? Yeah, make that bold or unbold it, and a lot of that will work. The one thing that is a little tricky, but is also very cool about LaTeX is it does a great job with citations. You upload a bibliography file, and then it handles references, and I mean, some of you have probably used some plugins for Microsoft Word and things like that for Zotero. It does all of that. It does it in very smart ways. So that's one of the things that's a little tricky. It's like, let's say we want to add a citation to that one, you can click, there's a citation, there it is, insert citation, and then you type the thing that you wanted. Is that the one that I had? I'll have to check it. I think I want the other one. Anyway, sorry, I'll fix it really quick. Yeah, and that's about it. And once we've done that, now it appears as a citation. I mean, chances are if you're doing this, you have a co-author who's willing to help out. In this case, I actually went cite. There's two. I've turned this on for this type of document. You can either do text citations or parenthetical citations. I want this to be a parenthetical citation, so that's cite P. And so you just sort of have to change that. Anyway, that's the big idea. But if you have a colleague who uses LaTeX and you just insert citations and they're wrong, it's very easy for someone to go back and fix them, etc. In general, if you're working with me, that's my hope, is that like this is just, I love working in LaTeX, and this is an easy way for you to, hopefully fairly easy for you to add content, add the things, insert citations, write in general the same way you would write somewhere else. You can do similar things, you can insert figures, etc. If I insert a figure here, you can choose it from your project files if you've uploaded it, or you can upload it, etc. And it will put it in there. Again, it may not appear in exactly the same place when you actually create a PDF file, but at least it gives you a sense of kind of about where it will appear. Yeah, so I think that's about it. It's pretty slick. You can do things like, you can review. So there's comments. I don't have any on this document, but you can also do track changes. That's right. So if you change from editing to reviewing, your edits become suggestions. There's a history. Everything is saved. Yeah, it's all. I mean, it's very much like kind of a Google Docs like program. Multiple people can be working at the same time, but it produces beautiful LaTeX documents. Hopefully that is helpful.